Now I've got to do the film all over
Majesty's
again.
government proposed to use these instruments of warfare, however cruel and diabolical they may be, against those who have initiated them against us.
Do the English and the other people think that it makes a serious difference whether hundreds of guns and howitzers throw hundreds of thousands of shells on a single tiny spot in order to destroy and break to atoms everything living there, and to make the German trenches into a terrible hell, as was the case at Neuve Chapelle, or whether we throw a few shells which spread death in the air?
Owing to the repeated use by the enemy of asphyxiating gases in their attacks on our positions, I have been compelled to resort to similar methods.
This gas was so strong that it turned all our buttons olive green, stopped our wristwatches, and turned the rats out of their holes by the score.
It is a cowardly form of warfare which does not commend itself to me or other English soldiers. But we cannot win the war unless we kill or incapacitate more of our enemies than they of us. And if this can only be done by copying the enemy in his choice of weapons, we must not refuse to do so.
Gas was repugnant to me from the very start. Now our enemies have it too, and many a good man on our side has died a hero's death from poison.
Gas has now become one of the normal weapons of warfare.
The right of belligerents to adopt means of injuring the enemy is not unlimited. It is especially prohibited to employ poison or poisoned arms. The contracting powers agree to abstain from the use of projectiles, the object of which is the diffusion of asphyxiating or deleterious gases.
A cynical and barbarous disregard of the well-known usages of civilized war.
The enemy employed vast quantities of poisonous gases in defiance of the recognized rules of war. The Germans have broken, I believe, every law of civilized warfare. As they have chosen that wicked method of warfare and have turned themselves into outlaws, they must be treated as outlaws. And much as in our hearts, we must abhor resort to such expedients. I think we shall, most of us, be agreed that it will be impossible for us to allow our army to be destroyed by such agencies as these without ourselves resorting to suitable reprisals.
When I did get my sleepy eyes opened and my senses aroused, I noticed a peculiar white vapor floating about, and each successive breath I drew seemed painful and caused a knife-edge feeling in my lungs.
My view is that you are justified in using, when you are fighting an assassin, every weapon under such circumstances.
His Majesty's government proposed to use these instruments of warfare, however cruel and diabolical they may be, against those who have initiated them against us.
Do the English and the other people think that it makes a serious difference whether